Jocasta has entered the palace. The chorus is disturbed by this. Oedipus really, again, misunderstands. He thinks that what is going to be discovered is that he was of humble ancestry, and she's going to be ashamed that he's not a noble man. And he says here, I account myself a child of fortune, beneficent fortune, and I shall not be dishonored. Oh, God, this poor guy. He is a child of fortune. I would not call it beneficent fortune. And he indeed is going to be dishonored. Okay. The chorus launches into a rather short ode. And in this short ode, they close with a antistrophe that is the question about who birthed Oedipus, right? Where is this guy from? Who are his parents? And they see the herdsman coming. They see this old man coming. This is the one we sent for, okay? Remember again, they asked for him to come because he was the sole survivor of the killing of Laius. But now that this messenger has come from Corinth, we have whole new questions to ask of this herdsman, okay? So Oedipus, again, as is his wont, goes into his detective work, finds out that this herdsman spent most of his life among the flocks, that he was born into Laius's house as a servant, so he's always been in Laius's house, okay? And now Oedipus asks, do you know this man? Do you know this messenger? Have you had any dealings with him? And the herdsman says, no, not that I can recall. The messenger reminds him. He says, I'll make him remember. Up in the country, he had 2 flocks and I had 1. We kept company for 3 years. Each year, half a year, from spring till summertime. He would bring his flocks to the same hillside. I would bring mine. Okay? And the messenger says, yeah, right, okay. Or the herdsman says, yeah, okay, that was a long time ago. And now the messenger brings up the key point. Do you remember giving me this child? Giving me a child to bring up? And now, why is this question being asked? Okay, the herdsman wonders. And the messenger says to him, look, this is the man. This is the man who was that child. And the herdsman immediately says, death take you. Won't you hold your tongue? Okay? Now, the herdsman may have a couple, concerns here. One concern is that he was entrusted with killing this child, and he didn't do it. So he defied his master's order. But as we're going to find out, there's worse levels to this. Okay? Oedipus now begins further inquiries with the herdsman. And he says, look, you're going to tell me everything I want to know. And the herdsman resists and says, look, I don't want to have to tell you anymore. I don't want to offend. And Oedipus tells the servants, come twist his arms behind him. So at this point, we've got to imagine that the servant's arms are twisted behind him, and he is having to give this information under compulsion. Okay? And notice, Oedipus is now, we're coming right up to the edge of the truth. And Oedipus has been told by Tiresias, by Jocasta, and now the herdsman, all of them are saying, I don't want to say this. But Oedipus will not take that for an answer. Okay? So he asks more about the baby. And the baby was not the herdsman's own. He got it from someone. He wishes he didn't have to say any more, but Oedipus keeps saying that you're going to tell me everything I want to know. The herdsman realizes what he's about to say. He says, I am on the brink of frightful speech. I am on the edge. I am on the precipice. Okay? And then the herdsman says that the person who gave it to me was the woman inside. It was Jocasta. She was its mother, and she gave it. And she gave it to me because there was a prophecy. They feared an oracle. that said it would kill its parents. And Oedipus asks, well, why did you give it to this messenger? And the herdsman says, well, I pitied it. And I thought, he says here, I thought that I could send it off to another country, and this man was from another country. So basically, we thought we'd save it from the prophecy. We did everything we could to make sure the prophecy wouldn't come true. But he saved it for the most terrible troubles. If you are the man he says you are, you're bred to misery. Okay, so look at what we have now. We have absolute certainty. Oedipus went on this pursuit. He showed again his powers in terms of solving riddles, and he solved this one. And the riddle is now, we see at this key moment, both the peripeteia and the recognition. There's sudden reversal. His fortune has now gone from good fortune to the most miserable fortune. And the recognition is now an auto-anagnoresis, in which he realizes who he actually is, that he is in fact the son of Laius and Jocasta. Okay? And here is his realization. Here is his words of self-recognition. They will all come out clearly. Light of the sun, let me look upon you no more after today. I who first saw the light bred of a match accursed, and accursed in my living with them I lived with, cursed in my killing. There he is. Everything that was prophesied came true. Everything he did to avoid it, and that his parents did to avoid it, that everyone did to avoid it, made it all come true. They were unable to avoid this fate.